Coast Avengers. West Coast Avengers.
Ho, ho, ho!
Ho, ho, ho!
Merry Christmas!
You gotta love when Todd redubs his vocals for the intro to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the West Coast Avengers Holiday Spectacular, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, all the other things that aren't real holidays. All right, everybody, we are here. It's the end of the year. It's Christmas and Hanukkah on the same day. Yo, coming together. Worlds collide. Peace on earth. Holidays. Eggnog. Menorahs. Trees. Santa Claus eating your fucking cookies and stuff. Whatever he does at night when he comes in and creeps around your house. You know, he's a creepy guy. He comes in your chimney, eats your cookies, and then he leaves wrapped things under the tree. Anywho, let's say hello to the friends. 5,000 subscribers. There he is. Derek Neiman, my brother, my wrench, my New Mexican Bodhisattva. What's this? What's this? It's Christmas Spectacular. Look at the lights. Oh, wait, that's me. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Thank you. Ryan Riley, what's going on? Cool people. There's only one of them. He's right here. What up, Rich? Big Nasty in the house. Thank you. Thank you. And a happy Hanukkah to you, Dan. Paul. Danny. Yeah, I'm just going to call you Danny from now on. Eggnog is the ultimate non-denominational winter solstice beverage. Fun fact about me, never had eggnog before. The concept of it just sounds disgusting. What's up, Hooch? Thank you. Happy holidays. That's right. I see your eggnog, Derek. I'm going to raise you a Coquito Superior Holiday Bevy. And I raise you a Timber City Ginger Beer, the unofficial sponsor of West Coast Avengers. Seasonal blackberry ginger beer. Ooh. Oh, it smells. It smells more like weed than it does blackberries. Oh, shit. And if there is weed in it, well, God bless America. Thank you very much, Kaiser. I'm not sure. I don't. Okay. I worship Crom. I worship Krampus. What's up, Steve? Thanks. I thank you for reminding me what my name is. Samuel McClurg. Whoever booked this match needs. And happy Hanukkah to you, my brother. And a Merry X-Men as well. Thank you, Jerome. Appreciate it. Couldn't be celebrating 5,000 subscribers if it wasn't for people like you and Precode Thing. That's the cool thing about in chat right now. You have to be subscribed to chat. Otherwise, forget it. Biggie Drawing, what's going on? Who is I'm not sure. I'm Sam. You gotta check your English on that one. Sam's drunk. Family Xmas. Oh, you know what? Listen, Rob. I'm gonna sign. I can't sign language, but Rob, tell your family, shut up. It's my turn. He comes in your show. Exactly. He makes your kids see, we are debunking Santa. Santa Claus is pretty much Michael Jackson, okay? Thank you, James Willie. Appreciate it. Hey, there he is, Evgeny Sokolov. Let's try that again. Hey, Evgeny Sokolov. To you, my friend. There we go. Sam, we got you. We proved that Sam's not AI. What's up, Mark? Thank you. Eggnog is delicious. I know. It's just conceptually, you know. What's up, Derek? Thank you, my friend. Virginia Trail Guide. Let's go hiking. Thank you. JSS Brooklyn. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. There he is, Leon. It's celebration time. Jingle bells. I really smell. I ate a bunch of eggs. Hello, Amber. Hello. Brian, thank you. Happy holidays to you too. And me. Are you reading us Christmas comic, Dave? I am not going to be reading a Christmas comic because I'm illiterate, but I am going to go over my favorite comics of the year, my favorite variants. I've got a bunch of mail to open, some original art, some other cool stuff. I got some giveaways. We got a menorah. We got Jar Jar. I'm the hobby hero. What else do you need? Remember when we started off this year and I was named the hobby hero? It actually says it on the plaque, January 2024. And now I am 5,000 people strong, and we're going to change the world one comic at a time, brother. I did train hard for it. I did a 5K today in my head. You know what? Santa is Diddy, or Diddy is Santa, one of the two. Thank you, Tony. Jason, thank you. Happy holidays to you over in Queens. It's Christmas time in Hollis. Anyway, I'm not gonna ruin Run DMC and by doing them no justice. Salutations from España. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, por ese año y feliz. I don't remember the full lyrics, but I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Hey, there he is, Marvel Madness in the house. Ryan's in the house. RMS collects. Yeah, this is. I've had this sweater for a couple of years now. I kind of love it. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Feliz Hanukkah, David. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, and Festivus for the rest of us. I know I'm not missing anything as far as eggnog goes. Listen, the only thing I like about winter is snow, and I don't mean the wet ice stuff. If you catch my drift, I'm just kidding. I do not do drugs anymore. Oh, thank you. There he is. Snicked, Bob. Ooh, snicked. It was a gift. It was one of the only great gifts I've gotten in the last 5 years. Like, really great gifts. That's right. Yep. I got the Todd McFarlane 340, the Deadpool, the Spider-Man, Venom's up there along with Green Goblin, and the Hulk is too big to fit on a shelf. Remind us. Yes, I will read you. All right, fine. I'll read you a bedtime story tonight. It will happen tonight. I am the time traveler. Hello, George. George, I got your email. I just haven't had any energy to reply to anything. Honestly, today, 5K or 5 cookies. Ooh, I do love me 5 cookies. No, but I have a piece of cheesecake in the fridge. I'm sorry, man. Well, come back. Come back. We're waiting. What up, Josh? Appreciate it. Merry Davemas and a happy holidays. There he is, Tyler's here, everybody. A moment of silence for the first 8 minutes that Tyler missed. Josh, my brother, my interstate brother, homie. What's the sketch at the top? Oh, that's a Dave. Yeah, that's a Dave special. I think I was high one night and I just started drawing. I will not draw unless I'm high. It just can't happen. Who did the Venom art? That's DWJ. That was one of my newer. I got that a couple months ago. That's DWJ. Here, I'll show it off. I put it up on Comic Art Fans, but yeah, DWJ. Otherwise known as Danny Warren Johnson. Matthew, thank you very much. Oh, man. Well, yeah, flying in the holidays is never fun. Tyler's not fired yet. We'll see how the night progresses. There he is, Pub Tyler. Let's get a close-up of that bad boy. Oh, I just did. Dude, DWJ is so awesome guy. Obviously, I've had him on the channel twice and I may work on something with him next year as an idea that he doesn't even know that he gave me, but I'm going to try and make it happen. But we're not going to talk about that yet because it's not here. Cliff on Comics, good evening. A lot of stuff to show. Oh, my art. Oh, my art. Oh, God. It's probably like a self-portrait, you know? The angry Dave who's always tired. And I generally just walk around with my mouth like this. I hope everybody's having a good day. They had a good night. I I finally hit the wall yesterday, or like today and yesterday, because I was thinking about it like linearly. I had the huge sale before I left for Japan. Then I was in Japan for 3.5, almost 3 weeks. And then I came back, jet lag, had the huge sale. And I basically finished shipping everything the day before Christmas. And today I just kind of like, I was going to go see Nosferatu. And I was like, I don't want to fucking leave the house at all. I've been struggling. So I watched Romulus today finally. Really enjoyed it. I could see there were a couple things of it that like, they shoved it in there, but overall, I thought it was the 4th best Alien movie. Because there's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Aliens, Predator, 2. Yeah, there's 8, 9, 10 movies. Yeah, Romulus was good. I will say this. I went to watch Beetlejuice yesterday just because I was bored. I made it through 29 minutes of that movie and I was bored as shit. Shut it off. So not a Beetlejuice movie and definitely not what I wanted to watch. Yeah, I want to see Nosferatu. I'll probably go see it tomorrow. Yeah, Josh, it feels that way. It's nice to not leave the house for a couple of days. Serendipity. I mean, with Kate Bosworth and Kate Beckinsale and John Cusack. Yeah, I like Fede Alvarez. I like Fede Alvarez a lot. I think that movie was actually shot better than most other Alien movies aside from, well, I can't say that because obviously Ridley Scott, king, James Cameron, other king, and then Fincher did great with what he did, but he walked off. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's and Prometheus. I'm gonna say it's one of the most well shot movies I've seen in a long time though. I don't know, Amber. I'm gonna go back to Japan next year. That's probably going to be my thing for a while, but I want to go to New Zealand eventually. It's not that I appreciate that, Dan. The whole thing is like, I've been inundated with talking and doing stuff and like, it gets to be a lot, but I appreciate that. Sorry, caught me off guard. Not for any other reason. But yeah, Beetlejuice was crap. I did start watching What If, and I really love the first season of What If. I think the first season of What If might be hold on one sec. Might be one of the best Marvel things to come out. Second season was good. The Kahori episode was really good, and some of the other episodes. So I started watching the new What If, and first episode's amazing. The Mech Avengers versus the Hulk thing, amazing. Second episode was okay, kind of forgettable. Third episode was unbearable. I don't like what's his name as Red Guardian, David Harbour. He's doing like a Yakov Smirnoff Russian accent, and it's annoying. Anyway, I am ethnically Jewish. Yes, I am ethnically Jewish. I am Jewish. I'm 100% Jew. 100% Jew. Father, mother, both Jew. But I'm not a really religious person at all. Imagine if Ridley Scott did a Jaws movie. Yes, it was called Alien. I mean, if Ridley Scott back then did a Jaws movie, Ridley Scott now, no thanks. It's not that I dislike Ridley Scott for any reason. It's just he hasn't made too many strings of hits. He does like one really good movie, and then he makes like two, and then he does one really good movie, and then he makes a couple. I haven't seen Gladiator 2 yet. Gladiator is one of my top 15, top 10 maybe. So yes, tonight gonna be some give outs. 5,000 subscribers. What an awesome thing to be able to still do this and say that it's just growing. I'm actually at almost 5,050 because that Tokyo Comic-Con video did really well, which I assumed it would, and I hope everybody got a chance to watch it. I hope you had as much fun watching it as I did, going and also watching it. Brandon did a fantastic job filming that. What were your thoughts on the Superman trailer? I'm excited. I'm excited for the reason that it's James Gunn alone. Doesn't really matter. James Gunn's going to make a movie. I'm going to watch it. The fact that it's Superman and the fact that he's so passionately excited going into it and still talking about it and, all that stuff. it's very infrequent that you get a director from like this high profile of a project that's from day one talking about what's inspiring him, why he wants to make it, the vibe of the movie. Like we didn't get, I mean, and I like Force Awakens, but we didn't get that from KJ Abrams going into Force Awakens. We didn't get that from any other any directors going into any of these big IP things that we all love. Like nobody heard Matt Reeves raving. I love the Batman, but nobody got Matt Reeves on social media a year ago, a year before the movie's coming out, or a year and a half, talking about how excited they are and what they were inspired by to make this movie. So I am really, really excited. Yes, I agree with that. Although he's made some great movies. My favorite comic pickup for the year was definitely The House of Secrets 92. What did I get? A 5.5, a 6.0, and then I cracked it out and flipped through it on the channel. So that was my favorite. That was the last comic besides, I want to get a Hulk 181 eventually, but I want to find that in a collection. House of Secrets 92 was the one book that I was willing to like go out and seek out. Oh yeah, Peach was great. Peach was awesome. Hopefully you get her on the channel in the new year. I have to reach back out to Yo about it, but really excited to have met her. Oh, well, thanks, Matt. There's the good thing about the Japan videos, you're going to be rolling out for another month and a half to maybe even more. This weekend is going to be a video of me hunting with Sean, Japan Book Hunter. And then we have a 2-part video that's coming out. Part 1's going to be on his channel, and part 2 is going to be on my channel. Fan service awakens. I mean, you have to do fan service with Star Wars. There's no way around it. Look what happens when you don't. People shit all over it. And then when you do, they shit all. I'm not going to get into the Star Wars discussion. I said it best on Reddit a couple of months ago. Star Wars fans ruin Star Wars. And that's not directed at anybody in this chat, obviously. Superman will kick Batman's butt. Yeah, but Batman's smarter than him, Martha. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Crypto, of course, because we've never seen Crypto in a Superman movie. You know what, Derek? It's very good chance. You know how much I love the newest Batman movie, and with the Penguin being like a branch of that, it means it's only, when it comes back to Batman, it's only going to be great, better. I still think that the next movie is going to be Hush. Third movie is going to be Court of Owls. That's my guess. There you go. That's right. You got the other House Secrets 92. Appreciate it. No, not Christopher Reeve. Whatever, Bill. How did you like Nosferatu, by the way, Bill? I just don't tell me any spoilers. Just let me know how you liked it, or if you didn't. My guess is you didn't, because everybody else seems to like it. No one hates Star Wars like Star Wars fans. It's true for Star Trek, comic books, and this is true. Fandom does seem to. I try to be part of the fandom that loves and talks positively about things, but fandom in general these days does kill the things that they love. Oh, you're okay. You didn't see it. I didn't realize what time you were seeing it. Yeah, I liked Romulus. I didn't like absolutely love it, but there are things about it that I realized that like were pretty unique. There were some scenes that really, I was like, oh, how come we never got this in fucking 8 Alien movies before that? Yes, Christmas dinner. Well, you should be Jewish. You don't have to do that then. All right, so why don't we got 56 people in here. I'm going to do the first giveaway tonight. Let's see what we got here. You know what? Because my friend and fellow YouTuber, Mr. Mickey, aka Swaggle House, did a show tonight, and he gave away some copies of his book. I'm going to give away some copies of his book, Sanity: Rise of the Occult, the first 3 issues. We're going to give those away. They're actually all signed by Mickey, and it's really good. I enjoyed it. It's noir, and I'm not a huge fan of noir. This is true, Bill. You would be unstoppable. And you're a critic, and all Jewish people are critics. I actually enjoyed this, and I'm not a typical noir person, but I'm intrigued by it. It's got some good vibes in it. We'll just do this giveaway, 5,000 subscriber show giveaway. Swag, SWAG, hashtag swag in the chat. I'll give that away. Tony, thank you. Thank you, Tony. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Today was a nice, relaxing day. Yeah, Mickey wrote it. Santiago Espina is the artist. And like I said, all 3 books are signed. And it's a good read. So why don't I put that up here on the screen? And we'll get that going. I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is the Comic Tim is not here tonight. But the good news is, or the bad news is, he did send me a video. So we'll have to take a look at that at some point. Let me get some Post-it so I can write down who wins this. All right. Hashtag swag. And the winner will receive all 3 issues of Sanity. The first 3 issues of Sanity, I should say. It's going to be, I don't know how many books it's going to be. That's the thing, Paul. I don't know, or as I say, Danny, Paul, I don't think he made it back from Japan. He might be there still, and he might be there for a while. All right, how do I get that back up on the screen? Nope. Where is it? There we go. All right, hashtag swag. And then, yeah, Comic Tim has lost his turkey fryer. This is, there are rumors that are true, and that is one of them. I think Tim thought that it was Ric Flair, but it was some Asian guy in a robe. It was a Japanese guy in a robe, actually. But it was a wrestling ring, so I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of starting to think that he's going to end up like David Cho if he hasn't already. Speaking of Kazra, let's give a shout out to Kazra for only one reason. OAX is next month, and I will be there. It's going to be great. Original Art Expo, and there's going to be a lot of people there, artists, probably other YouTubers that I don't like, some that I do. Comic Tim hopefully won't be there, but Bart Sears is going to be at OAX in Orlando. So you never know. You never know. Hashtag free Tim. Hashtag chode. Damn, that's a good one. That is, maybe he's going to wrestle Masahiro Chono. I don't know if Chono's still alive. So if you're going to OAX, come say hello to your fellow Dave. All right, let's do this giveaway in 10, 9, Bird Kmart, 7, 8, 2, 4, hashtag swag. Mickey's not even watching to see the free advertising that he's getting from this giveaway. All right, here we go. If that's true, oh my God. But if not, it's still awesome. All right. Oh, there he is. Mr. Dan. Stand Up Dan, as I like to call him. You should follow Dan. Stand Up Records is a record label. It's not just a catchy name. And you could almost guess the kind of records they put out. But I'll give you a hint. It's stand-up comedy. Stand Up Dan. He's a stand-up guy, too. Nice guy. Not just saying that because he's in the chat. All right. Yeah. First winner of the night. Don't forget, the biggest prize tonight is this. Okay, so before I left Japan, I asked him if he could, do a little art on this Turok and sign it, and I signed it. It's a dual signed Comic Tim West Coast Dave Turok #1. And one with the chode code, the chode cheat code. All right, as I promised, let's take a look at some books that I not just loved this year, but also some variants. I'm not a variant guy. It's not Get Up, Stand Up. No, it's not. It's not just Bob. Well, that's actually a good one. Stand Up Records presents Get Up, Stand Up, the covers of Bob Marley album by comedians. Comedians on records doing Bob Marley. All right. So I just figured I'd show off some of my favorite books this year. Of course it does, Travis. And my favorite variants. So let's go through the variants first, because I know you're all wondering what Dave likes. What a Dave likes. I mean, do I have to justify the fact that this Batman Dark Age #6 Stankiewicz variant is one of the coolest things, especially that it's an homage to Tech. God, I can't remember the number, which then Neil Adams homaged in Batman. I can't remember the number. And now Sienkiewicz did it. And it has nothing to do with the story, really. But I did love Batman Dark Age. It's actually in my top favorite books for, stuff I read this year. Mark Russell and Mike Allred. But that's the Sienkiewicz variant. Stankiewicz. All right. I don't even care what your opinion is, because on my 2024 checklist, I did not have Frank Miller doing Scrooge McDuck. Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime. I didn't even read this book because it's garbage. I don't care about it. I bought it for the cover. You know what? Paul, I ended up buying that and the Allred issue for #6. I had to. Frank Miller doing Uncle Scrooge. It's awesome. Listen, Tyler, we're not going to disparage Frank Miller's abilities or his drawings, and don't make me hurt you, because there it is, the variant cover of the year, a rabid Wolverine coming at you. Look, let me just say something, okay? In a modern comic world where half the covers look like they were done by the same artist, another quarter of the covers look like they were done by a computer, I'm still happy that Frank Miller's drawn. And I don't really care. I don't care what anybody's opinion is on this. I love it. I love it. I have to put this in there because not only do I love the cover, but I own the cover. Why don't we take a look at it? Spadow! That's right. There we go. Frank owes no one anything anymore, and yet he's still out there taking swings. Good for him. Exactly. Thank you, Simon. Dude, he's like 70 or 65 years old with a 92-year-old's body due to alcoholism. I'd love to see you be able to draw after that. So obviously they darken this, but I'm very happy to own the original, very fortunate. And yeah. So that's the X-Men Blood Hunt Wolverine variant. And I'm not attacking you. And I'm not attacking you, Tyler. I'm just saying, I don't know if it was just alcohol, but everybody speculated he had cancer, but he didn't. It might have been pills, it might have been drugs, but it was definitely alcohol because he's talked about it. But still, the man was on death's doorstep. And the thing about it is like, nobody should ever tell somebody they should stop drawing because that's your opinion. Like, go out and do it yourself, and then you can just do it yourself. Oh, he's still got his wits about him. He's still hilarious. I'd love to go to a talk with him. I really want to see that documentary, but I don't think it came out yet. Exactly. All right, so Absolute Batman 3, Becky Cloonan variant. I was very tempted to buy the original art, but it's a little pricey because of the book and the character. So I just bought one of the variants, and then I think this is my overall absolutely favorite variant of the year is Daniel Warren Johnson on Absolute Batman 2. Look at that perspective. Look at the amount of bodies. Let the bodies hit the floor. No, leave them on the goddamn roof. Yeah, let him do whatever the fuck. He's earned it. He's arguably the greatest living comic artist. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even say that. He is one of the greatest living people to ever work in comics. And it doesn't matter what he does because he's already done it. That's the thing. He is super nice. I met him a bunch of times, like around when the Sin City movie came out. It was always super nice. How could you not love DWJ? Single-handedly making comic books interesting. Oh yeah, very influenced by Mobius and Jeff Darrow. Definitely a little stepchild of that in a way. Ho 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 yo. Yeah, I mean this is just fantastic. It's like what Dan does is unlike anything else that anybody's doing in comics. I mean, just that image alone, you don't see anything interesting like that. Yep. Think you're on a little delay there, George. I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, he's working on Transformers, and then he's got his creator-owned thing. Maybe later in his career. I mean, it's still very early in his career. Ah, there you go. See? There you go, Derek. I mean, I can dunk on Clayton Crane. Why? Because his art looks like a computer shitted out. I like Peanut Butter and Jelly and DWJ. We all love DWJ, don't we? All right, so let's go to my favorite comics of the year. Stuff that I read. We were just looking at cover art there. John Wayshak just did this issue of Violator a month ago, and it's fucking gorgeous. It's fucking gorgeous. And when anybody colors John's art, it doesn't look as good. It doesn't. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. It just doesn't look like it. John should color his own work, okay? And no offense to Brad Simpson, but we look at the color pages, but his Violator is amazing. But we get in the back, we get these black and white, these original art pages, and look, nobody's making comics that look like this. Oh, there you go. Kazra wants to DWJ Nightcrawler. I think that would be interesting. I want more DWJ Darth Vader. His black, white, red, or black, white, and blood story is amazing. But anyway, if you didn't pick this up, you can still grab it. It's John Wayshak doing Violator. Each issue has a different artist, so I wanted to pick up John's issues, and then when it gets collected, I want to read it. I read the first issue. It was pretty good. I flipped through this. Obviously, art-wise, it's amazing. Did they spell it John? What's up, X? I hope your Christmas was good. Wink, wink. Oh, God, they did spell his name wrong. Come on, Tom Healy. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Definitely the gnarliest Violator ever. So I didn't read this until very recently because I missed getting the issue when it came out. And I'll say this. As much as I love Absolute Batman, I am so much more intrigued in where the story is going for Absolute Wonder Woman. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good it has no right to be as good as it is. I'd like a lot more artists to do black and white versions. No, I've just seen the covers, Alfred, but not the interiors. I know he was doing manga, what is it, Last Blood? I'd like to see that. I mean, what they did here for the Violator pages, those are the original pages. Like the Absolute Batman Noir edition was cool too, but I feel like some of those are digitally black and whited, or they're like they don't seem like the original artwork. I'd much rather look at like an artist edition version of a book. Yep. Bill, I was going to text you this morning yesterday, I was going to text you after I got up that I had read it and how much I loved it. I'll say this. The artist, Hayden Sherman, I'm not familiar with him, and now I know he's doing Dark Patterns. I want to check that out. Kelly Thompson, I'm not super familiar with her work, and I kind of want to check it out too. So this book's going to open some doors of other things for me to read for sure. Yeah. I mean, all three. I agree, Rich. I'm loving Batman, and I'm really liking Superman too. I will stand on my soapbox often and talk about how overall DC characters have better stories. They're better written, at least the bigger ones. I mean, I can't tell you the last time I read like half of the characters in the Marvel universe and be like, that's a really good, memorable story. The last one that I can remember, the last two I can remember are Silver Surfer Black and Spider-Man Life Story. Oh, of course. X, she reached out to me, and it took me a couple of days to think, and then I like went through. I was like, you know what, this would be something I think he'd really like. Well, I'm glad you really like it, my friend. I can always try, you know. You can always try. Well, Alfred, I mean, I think you're seeing it. With Dan and James Herron are the ones that are really ushering in this style of manga-esque art. And I think over the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see that shift change big time. And I'm here for it because it's not like they're throwing away the characters and they're throwing away the stories. They're just adapting a different style, and I'm there for it. I need to catch up on yeah. Well, Derek, it's awesome. You're gonna love it. Yep. Todd and Otomo. I mean, Otomo was a huge influence for the Image guys, and obviously we've talked about it on this channel with those guys. And I think that was a short burst, Tyler, right? Like manga didn't reach the popularity it did, like where they were looking at Otomo in the 80s. In the States, it didn't reach the popularity that it's at now with, and I don't even read these things, but Berserk and One Piece and JoJo's, like everything from Japan is more popular because they have faster paced storytelling. They put out thicker books, like, could you imagine if Batman Dark Age just came out as one book and that was it? Pay these guys a little bit more and just put it out as one book. Stop milking people for $30, Absolute seems to be doing a better job than Ultimate relaunch. The ultimate relaunch, I'm enjoying X-Men. I will catch up on Spider-Man. With Peach, once again, somebody's doing something absolutely different than everything else. And I'm always there to try those things because even if you take a shot and it doesn't work, you took the shot. Like doing the safe thing is never going to be longevity is never going to, for my taste, it's not going to be my thing. Yes, Derek, I really did like Kate's Venom, and I think I read Silver Surfer Black, and then I got the Cosmic hardcover, which has his Inhumans and a couple other runs, and then I read that, and I enjoyed that, and I liked King and Black. I would say King and Black's the best crossover I've read since, or best event thing I've read since Infinity Gauntlet. Usually the Marvel big events, they start off great and then they kind of flutter. They end with a fart in the wind. I did not read Get Fury. That's probably the only Ennis Punisher thing I've never read. So I guess I'll put that on the to read list. Nathan, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all the other things. You know what the thing is like what I probably won't branch out. Like I'll check out the Ultimates, and maybe I'll check out Black Panther, but it's just I'm not going to play the game of buying floppies every week just to keep up with the Ultimate Universe. Oh yeah, well, I mean, All Red and Rude are kind of like kind of peas in a pod of. They came up around the same time. I think Rude's a little bit older than him, but that's about it. But yeah, I love. I will talk about this in a moment. I think Ultimate X-Men. It's going to take a couple of reads, but I will say that I do love the way that she does her interior art, especially versus her covers, because there's two different styles. Oh yeah, well All Red loves his Adam West Batman. Ian and Becca, happy holidays. That's what I've heard too, but I mean, Amber, it's like I name an industry that isn't. Yeah, they work the shit out of those people. I mean, it's 80-hour weeks and stuff. It's crazy. That's why a lot of those guys they chain smoke and drink like nobody else, and they all die like in their 60s or 70s. Isn't it Denise? Oh yeah, that's right. Absolute Manhunter is coming or just came out. So yes, this was one of my favorite reads this year. Mike Allred, Mark Russell, Laura Allred. They team up again for Batman Dark Age. They did Superman Space Age. I had Mike on the channel earlier last year or this year, mid-April, and it was fantastic talking to him. This just finished up. It's a 6-part series. It kind of goes in line. It goes perpendicular to Superman Space Age. It's fantastic. It's a retelling of Batman in a different way. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, Mike Allred is one of the greatest artists to ever work in comics. And man, it's a treat to read this. So if you haven't read it, I suggest picking up Superman Space Age, reading that, and then reading this because the events intertwine. Dialing back my new comic books purchases. I'm just going to wait for the trades. You know, Matt, that's honestly like, if I didn't have this channel, I would be fully like that. But I'd say I buy, maybe I'm good to buy like 10 books a year, 10 titles a year, I should say. And I'll pick up stuff just to try it. And then I'll throw it in the $5 round, I mean, it's as simple as that. I like reading and trade in hardcover because I just can sit down and read it all as one. Happy holidays, Ballpark. Cheers to you. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I really am. You know what it can be, but I'll say like everybody's. I mean, obviously, I was only visiting. I was only there for 3 weeks, but it just doesn't seem like everybody's angry. That's the thing. Everybody in America is angry because of capitalism, late stage capitalism, the fact that 10 people own 95% of the wealth in this country, and the rest of us are all like, can I just get some free health insurance? And they're like, anyway, loved Dark Age. Jim Rugg, friend of the channel, friend to everybody, honestly, put out Conspiracy Comics. This is the cover. It was a great read. Jim is doing some great cartooning, 3 different stories. One about this plane crash in Pittsburgh. You just got to read it. You can buy them on his website. He did 2 true crime funnies and Conspiracy Comics, and I feel like whatever he works on next is going to be just as much enjoyable. There's going to be so much joy to read. I pretty much wait until it's creator or team that I know it's. I mean, there's a lot of that. That's a good way to read comics, though, is to like stay behind the people that you want to support because you like. But then, try something. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that gets hype that's not worth reading, but you got to make that decision for yourself, right? Yeah, I only do the miniseries from the big 2, really. Or like with Peach, she's doing her first book after the Demon Days, Demon Wars stuff, and it's like, yeah, I wanna check that out. So that's Conspiracy Comics. But honestly, come on. Could I leave this out of one of my favorite books of the year? Yes. This is the book I published with Andrew P. and myself, The Many Faces of Jack Kirby. This is a zine we did. This is actually the error version. They were printed on glossy by accident. So I gave a lot of these out for Comic Book Christmas in July. I put them in the little lending libraries. And we're going to give one of those away tonight. Well, I mean, we culturally, there's no comparison because they don't have guns in Japan, or they very minimal amount of guns. Big reason why I even gave Batman Dark Patterns a try, and boy, did it deliver. I have to read that. I still haven't read that. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick, my friends. Many Faces of Jack Kirby was something that I had an idea for after actually my Jim Rugg interview. It kind of germinated. I started to see all these splash pages and panels and all this great stuff where he would do different faces, great emotive faces, hiding faces in plain sight. And so I came to Andrew with this idea about the zine. He loved it. He photographed the books. I sent him like 30 books. He had a bunch. We photographed the physical object of a comic. We put together this zine. And I'm happy to announce right here tonight, worldwide, internet-wide, The Many More Faces of Jack Kirby will be out in the next couple of months. I'm going to be doing pre-orders for it. That's the cover for it. How could you not love that cover? It's Doom. And, you know, we're going to be doing pre-orders. We're going to do 2 versions of it. We're going to do a glossy and a matte. You're going to be able to order one or the other or both. So we are 94% done with it. We still have to do a couple things. I have to write something in it, but it will be out hopefully for pre-order next month. And we'll let you know what's going on. But I'll be talking a lot about this in the next couple months. We'll do a flip through of it. And so you got the Many Faces of Jack Kirby and then the Many More Faces of Jack Kirby. And I really like what we put together for this one. So I hope we can get, I want to shoot for at least 100 copies sold. I think we did about 85 or so of the first one. So ballpark, probably not. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even know what weekend it is. And if I'm in Florida, then obviously I'm in Florida. That would be cool. Hopefully. In Japan, they have Swords and Guns Act literally in ownership. Yeah, I've heard a little bit about that, but not a lot. Yeah, buy this book or Doom will shank you. So that's going to be coming out, and I'll be announcing it and talking more about it on the channel. But for now, let me give this copy away, and just do me a favor. If you already own one, don't enter #Kirby, and I'll give this away. Because if you own one, I'd like to get it into the hands of somebody that doesn't. #Kirby. Thank you, Tyler. So we'll be putting this out some point in the next month or so. Once we did the sequencing, we had a little video chat this past Sunday, and we did the sequencing for it. And we're just going to tweak a couple of things, and Andrew put something together for the towards the end of the book that looks beautiful. So it's gonna be great. So it's a tribute to the faces and the work and the legacy of Jack Kirby, along with a tribute to the fact that we love comics and the physical aspect of a comic, opening it up and flipping through the pages and having that thing to flip through whenever you want. It's something that I want to keep doing. I have some, sketches of ideas for other zines, but I want to see how this next one comes out. Yeah, exactly. No. So right now I do not have any more of the first one. We may print more depending on how the second one does, but the second one, there'll be a link on my website, westcoastdavengers.com, and you can just shoot me a message like via that link, and then I'll bill you. Because I don't really want to set up the option for credit cards and stuff. Like, I would like to leave tax out of it. I'd like to leave fees out of it. So I usually just do PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle, so that I don't lose any money and you don't have to deal with tax. So that I will be blasting it out on all socials when the pre-order's up. Tyler, okay, let's get this given away. #Kirby. We've got 26 entries. We'll do it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. #Kirby. Here we go. Who's gonna win this for you? Who's gonna win this from a Jew? Ben Gaston. All right, Ben. Do me a favor. Excuse me. Go on my website, westcoastdavengers.com. Homepage. You just scroll down to the middle of the page. There's a little thing that says a form you can fill out. It just gives me your address and your email address. Please fill that out, and that way I have your information, and I can ship this to you. And if that doesn't work for you, just hit me up on Instagram. Congratulations, my friend. And that's not the last giveaway of the night. So if you didn't win yet, you might win later. Ben, do you want me to sign it for you? I only sign them on the last page because I don't like to. I'm like Kirby. I don't like to deface the cover. Gaston. Is it Ben Gaston? All right. Well, one of my other favorite things this year was all around was the Zdarsky Comic News, which is a free zine that Chip Zdarsky has been giving out, letting comic stores order via Diamond for free. And it's like his tribute to comic shop news, but it's humorous, but it's got some great interviews and stuff. I liked it so much that I advertised on the back of issue, what is this, 4? Yeah, issue 4. So I just thought that was, really cool that I put myself out there like that. I'm going to head out and hang with the girlfriend. Sam, appreciate you, brother. Take care. And I got to watch your new video. Sam McClurg has a YouTube channel that he has just started. So you can check him out. He did a Japan Book Hunter haul unboxing. And he's done some, the one video I really liked is one where he went and hunted for books. And I was yelling at the screen, like, why aren't you buying that? So yeah, this is obviously a little self-promotion on my channel, which I'm already on. So I don't really need to self-promote. Anyway, you guys get it. I just thought that was fun. Obviously, I am a huge Batman fan. And obviously, I love Absolute Batman. I'm interested to see where the story's going, but for me right now, the winner of this book is Nick Dragata. The art's amazing, also very manga influenced. His design of Batman, we got to change Batman a little bit because it's a new book. A great way to redesign Batman is make him a fucking tank with no money, but he's like, oh, that. I'm into it. The story's good. The action's good. Alfred's probably my favorite character, and we need to know more about him. The bat symbol being an axe head is really dope. The Batmobile's insane. I mean, it's enjoyable. You know what? If Wonder Woman is like deeper and Superman is environmental, this is an action. This is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie or something. I don't know. It just feels like the action's a lot better than most Batman books. And the thing is that Snyder sometimes can get tangled up in himself, and like his stories can get unnecessarily confusing. This one seems like it's a little more straightforward than usual. I thought his New 52 run was fantastic. It got me back into wanting to read superhero books. And I think there were some points of that was like so convoluted. But I think it also had to do with Grant Morrison just being fucking like writing other things that made everything confusing. But yeah, his cape as a weapon is so cool now. I agree with that. So obviously pick for one of my favorite books of the year. If I'm going to pick a monthly that's my favorite book of the year, it's going to be The Moon is Following Us. I know some people were like, oh, the first issue was like, but then like there were 4 issues into Daniel Warren Johnson and Riley Rossmo doing this book, and it just keeps getting better and better. And they're splitting the art duties. It's funny because when Daniel pitched it, well, he was fucking with the DC universe at that time. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because I'm right. Moon is Following Us is basically it's Daniel Warren Johnson writing it, Riley Rossmo doing most of the art. That's the way it was sold, but it's almost like a 65-35 on the art. Either way, Riley's art style complements Daniel's story writing so well. They complement each other so well. It's such an interesting concept. And I don't want to throw any spoilers in there because if you don't know what it's about, it's good going in not knowing what it's about, especially because, like I said, it's 4 issues in, so you're getting into the meat of the story. But the last issue, this 4th issue, there was this sequence that Dan wrote for Riley, and like Riley just went to 110 on it. It is amazing. Great book. I've been buying a lot of these books, a lot of the variant covers, a lot of the regular covers. I just can't get enough of it. It's my cocaine. It is. They are a match made in heaven. And this book is freaking amazing. So if you're not reading The Moon is Following Us, pick it up. And if you want to wait for the trade, then do that. I think it's going to be 10 issues. So they'll probably split it up into 2 5-part arcs. But I love Dan. I love his art. I love his storytelling. Riley's fantastic. Before we get to the next book, let's do some more here. Okay. Definitely, Rich. Do it. Jeremy. Is Jeremy Heiler in here tonight? He probably isn't because he's got a big family and Christmas. So I want to give a big shout out to Jeremy Heiler. If you don't know Jeremy, I'm going to show you a piece of art he did for me. Hold on. I can't find it. That's probably in a portfolio somewhere. All right. Well, if you saw me post about it, I'm going to... Yes, Jeremy is fucking awesome. Jeremy rules. We're going to talk about Jeremy for a little bit because I don't think there's anybody that is working on comics right now that is not a professional in the business yet. You know, somebody that's trying to break in. I honestly don't think there's anybody that's working harder and putting out more and better stuff than my friend Jeremy Heiler. So let me show you you guys have seen this. Some of you have seen this. He did a commission for me earlier this year. That commission is Darth Jar Jar. That was the only, and Yevgeny did a great one for me, so I can't discount him. And Agnes Garbowski did one for me. But the one I want to talk about is Jeremy. I just told him Darth Jar Jar. So he comes up with this. Jar Jar Binks eviscerating the entire Jedi Council while Obi-Wan looks on and Plo Koon looks on in fear. I mean, look at Yoda. Yoda's just getting force destroyed. And so Jeremy did this, and you know, I absolutely love it. But Jeremy's been putting out comic books now. And he did what? 5 this year? 6 this year? Including 2 I'm going to give away right now. Batman Rain and Batman Snow. He did 4 Batman books. Rain, Snow, Heat, and Fall. Jeremy worked in film, but I guess during COVID, like, you know, the jobs kind of dried up, and then the strike, and I think that's when jobs really dried up. He turned to comics. He was a K-Fam. He was part of the Kayfabe family, the Kings of Kayfabe, and now he runs. There you go. Give Jeremy a follow right here. He runs the Power of the Panel YouTube channel with Brian Moss. He's the producer, but he's putting out books at a rate that nobody is putting books out. Jeremy was also part of DaveNgerCon this year, where he was part of the live drawing team. He's going to be back on the channel doing that. I'm going to be selling some of his art soon. He's going to be doing some pieces. We'll probably offer some commissions through the channel. So Jeremy's just, he put out 4 Batman books. He put out a Splinter Turtles book and a Godzilla book. And then he did a story about, I think it was his grandfather's Alzheimer's, and he just put something out. He's putting together a new creator-owned book for next year. Like, Jeremy is high octane creating right now, and his art is fantastic. So I want to give away 2 of his Batman books right now. We'll just hashtag Heiler, Hyler. And this is Batman Rain and Batman Snow. This was the first one I think I read of his. That's right. Jeremy will be at IC3 in New Haven, Connecticut, which is an indie comics convention, an art convention that's happening one day in March. Kaz, what's the date? March what? Yes. Yeah. It was incredible and heartbreaking. My uncle's got a version of it, either dementia or Alzheimer's right now. So it's a little tough for me to read. March 15th. Okay, so IC3, March 15th. Yeah, and that's going to be exciting. I'm going to try and go, but a one-day show in Connecticut's a little tough for me, especially because it's like, got to fly to New York or Boston. Whereas when I went to the Eddie P. Con, okay, that was a direct flight to Pittsburgh. There we go. Yes, the digital versions are for free on his website, jeremyheiler.com or jeremyheilerart.com. I'm going to try and go to IC3. Oh, you're Connecticut local. That's awesome. Let's do 20 local comic book shops together. I could do that in my fucking sleep. Connecticut's got a lot. They're spread out, but it's not a huge state, and they've got a lot. Oh, there you go. You got to go to IC3. Not to be confused with ICP, the Insane Clown Posse. Not related. Although, you might be able to get ICP at IC3. They did write a comic back in the day. Maybe they did a bunch. Shaggy 2 Dope, right? All right. Let's give this away. 40 local. I almost just quoted that one Clerk's line, but I won't because it's a family show or something. Stay away from it. That's right. All right. ICP presents Darth Jar Juggalo. Yes, but no, I don't want to see it. But yes, I do. Just don't tell anybody. All right, let's give this bad boy away to some lucky person who hashtagged Heiler. Exactly. That's the line I was going to quote. Hashtag Heiler. We'll give away Batman Snow and Rain, and I'll ship those to you. We'll do it in 10, 9, 6, 4.5, square root of 22, ABC. Here we go. Who's going to win the comics from Jeremy? And Jeremy didn't even see this. He's going to be so happy, though. I love Jeremy. Brewfront. Brewfront, the fish and the stick figure. Brewfront. All right, Brewfront. You have to go on my website, westcoastdavengers.com. Scroll down to the middle of the homepage. There's a little form to fill out. It gives me your address and your email, and that way I can ship this to you. Otherwise, I don't know who you are. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it, Travis. I'm glad to hear it. I wrote a little note, too, for you. Thank you, Brewfront. Got a couple of new people winning tonight. We got a lot of new people on the channel after the Tokyo Comic-Con video. Got some new people in there, and over the last couple of weeks, the videos have been dragging in, kicking and screaming some new subscribers. So I appreciate the new, the old, everybody in between. Oh yeah, maybe a little bit, Tony. That's awesome. Glad to hear it. All right, let's go back to showing some more stuff off. We're gonna do another giveaway soon. So now I said Jeremy did more books. One of them is this Godzilla Peace on Earth, which I think one of his kids added some important plot or art into this, which is really cute. But let's talk about a different creator that put out one of my favorite books this year. It's also a Godzilla book. Tom Scioli doing Godzilla Masterpiece Theater. This is the first issue. Second issue just came out this past week. And it's Godzilla versus Gatsby and Sherlock Holmes and what's his name? H.G. Wells. It's what if Godzilla basically appeared during a certain time, like in the 1900s, but all of these people and characters were real. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Brewfront. Thank you for it. I did get it, Christian. So thank you for that. Hey, he's a New York guy. Somebody lives from my own hood. Hey, my guy. So this is the first issue from Tom Scioli, who is a part of the kayfabe team. He was a pinch hitter. No, he was a designated hitter. That's what he was. He'd come in and make up fucking crazy sex theories about Batman and stuff. I got to hang out with Tom a bunch in Pittsburgh this year, and not gonna lie, most of the time he was working on a book. Like he was drawing. That man loves comics so much, and this is such an enjoyable comic, and it's so well, not just written, it's well dialogued, and the art in it's fantastic. He 2 issues in, and he's done these two great double page spreads of Godzilla. Fantastic comic. Yes, 100%. So the second one just came out, so you can still get that, but I'm going to give away this first one along with the Peace on Earth, Jeremy Heiler Godzilla. There you go. Yeah, yeah, Jamie, it's fantastic. Great Gatsby ain't got shit on me. I do remember Denzel Washington saying that. Maybe. All right, so let's give this one away. I know David Hasselhoff is still big in Germany. Hashtag Godzilla, and I'm going to give away these 2 issues. I ended up buying like a bunch of copies of this for the purpose of giving them away because I loved it. So yeah, this will be tonight's giveaway. Still got a couple more left and some more stuff to show off and talk about. Hashtag Godzilla, I'll give this away. Derek spelt it the other way. Gojira. Just a fantastic book. Like, you don't need to like anything about comics to enjoy this. Like, you know all the characters. That's the thing. It's like you can walk into this book not knowing anything about comics and read it and be like, oh, that's funny. They're all in this. So it's just such a charming book to read. It makes me sad that there are a lot of times that I'll read comics that aren't fun, because this comic is the embodiment of fun. It's funny. I was trying to think of my top movies of the year, and I didn't see a lot of movies this year, but the first movie I saw in 2024 was right after OAX. I took my parents to see Godzilla -1 minus color, and that was my favorite movie of 2023, and the black and white made my top 5 of 2024. Yeah, I've just been busy, and then like every time I watch a movie that I wanted to see in the theater, and then like I didn't see it in the theater, I'm typically disappointed at the movie anyway. So, you know, I don't know. I'll see Nosferatu either tomorrow or Friday, and that'll probably be the last movie of the year I see. All right, we got 36 entries on the Godzilla. Let me get this up on the screen here. He has a square jaw like GMK Godzilla from 2001. The one where I don't know if I saw 2001. I know which one you're talking about because I was looking at the posters and stuff in Japan, but I don't know if I saw that one. Hey, look who it is. It's John. Merry Christmas, John. Hey. All right, let's give this away. In 5, hashtag Godzilla 4, hashtag Godzilla 3, 2, I am your God, Zilla. Here we go. Hey, what's up, Ken? Hope you're doing well. And Dan Castro in the house. Hope you're doing well too, brother. Ooh, almost, but Jerome, the Lightning Man. Thank you, Jerome. Jerome, I feel like it's been a while since you've won anything, but I also remember you were like one of the first people to win like something big. I can't remember what it was. Was it some original art I gave away? You won something really cool. Maybe it was my 1,000th subscriber, and then you're here for my 5,000. Chime in the chat, Jerome, because I'm pretty sure it was like my first milestone giveaway that you won. And it's been a while since Jerome won something from me. And it's been a while since I said you won, man. Oh my God. Craven only made $44 million? Why did they even bother releasing it? They should just put it directly to fucking VOD. 1,500 sub. Jerome, you've been here for a long time, my friend. So let's continue talking about my favorite books of the year. We only have 3 more to go, and that is Dracula from Kelly Jones and Matt Wagner. And 5,000 of you on this channel, only like 400 something watched my interview with them that happened during Halloween week. You're gonna go see it. You're going to see it on Friday. All right, John. I'll hit you up tomorrow. We'll talk because I'm meeting up with Manoush on Friday. Maybe the 3 of us will go see it. Dude, X, you are part of the first subscriber batch, 100%. So you should have taken it behind the woodshed. I mean, like, release it, like, give it to, you know what? Just, you know what they should have done, Derek? It would have caused an uproar. Anybody that's a PlayStation 5 member, it just shows up on your PlayStation 5 until you watch it, kind of like they did with YouTube with those iPods. Okay, so yes, Dow, 100%. Kelly Jones, Matt Wagner did a Kickstarter last year for their first of 4 or 3 Dracula books. This one's called The Impaler. I did a flip through of it on my channel, and then I interviewed Matt Wagner this year during DavengerCon, and then I had Matt and Kelly on in October to talk about the second book, The Brides, which hit Kickstarter in October, and it's coming out next year. Not only give it the Batgirl treatment, man, I still want to see that movie. Never forget about that, Derek. This book is probably the best horror book I've read that came out in my lifetime. I'm not going to do the flip through now because if you didn't watch it on the channel, I can't help you. It's sitting there with Read Your Comics, Daryl. But this was the copy I got off Kickstarter. It's they released it in trade paperback format via Dark Horse around Halloween, so you can get it, and then you can get the next one when it comes out. Definitely in my top 3 favorite books of the year, because I want to say maybe this is my top 3. The next one's going to be my top 5. And then the last one I'm going to show you, which is a kind of obvious one, is my favorite book of the year. Sony should have taken Craven outside and told him to look at Pretty Flowers and put it out of its misery. Yeah, old Yeller style. Oh, that's cool, Tyler. 2 years, December 11th. That's awesome. I appreciate you, Tyler. Tyler Wrench God. Pope Wrench. Like George and Lenny. Oh, well, it's not the black and white version. It's just the color. They will release a black and white version at some point, maybe an artist edition. All right, so I've had him on the channel a bunch of times. He might even be watching right now. Derek Kirk Kim released The Last Mermaid this year. This is the first trade, but the issues came out starting in, I think, March is when it came out. Last Mermaid's great. The art's great. The storytelling's great. Derek started with comics, but went to animation, and like he took his animation background and really put it on display here. Funny thing about Derek. So I didn't know about this book, and I went to Emerald City Comic Con on Friday this year, just one day. And I wanted to get Derek to sign a book that I've had for a while. It's 1001 Nights of Snowfall. It was a Fables one-shot. I don't think I've ever showed it off on the channel, but I don't know where it is, so I can't get it. But it's a one-shot based in the Fables universe. But what was cool was Willingham wrote it, but there's like 10 or 11 different artists that contributed to it. James Jean, Derek Kirk Kim, Mark Wheatley, Mark Buckingham, Jill Thompson, Tara McPherson. Anyway, I got that book when it came out. I was like, you know what? I'd love to get everybody that did art in this book to sign it. Brian Bolland did art in there. And I'm about a little more than halfway done with it. But I went to Derek to get it signed by him because he didn't do comic conventions for years. And he lives in the Bay Area. So it's like, unless I saw him at a bookstore or whatever, I would never gotten his autograph. So we started talking, and I said something about my YouTube channel. He's like, wait, what's your YouTube channel? I said, oh, West Coast Davengers. It's like, dude, he's like, I watched your Eric Larson interview. It was great. And I was like, wow, people watch this, like artists watch this channel. And so we chatted, and that's where it kind of started. And I had him on the channel after I read the first issue because I really liked it. So yeah, shout out to Derek for being not just a great storyteller, artist, but just a great person. And we need more of those just in general. Yeah, Fables is probably like top all-time, like one of my all-time favorites. I read through it twice, and it was such a satisfying series. All right, Rich, appreciate it. Have a good night. Happy holidays, my friend. And to the surprise of nobody that's watched this channel for more than, I don't know, 5 episodes, my favorite book of the year, Somna, Becky Cloonan, Tuolote. It actually started in 2023, but it finished in 2024. So I put it in my best, my top list for both years. This is exactly what I want from, an indie horror, sexy comic, like anything that's not superhero. I want a horny witch story. I want a sexy demon, mystical folktale of horniness. That's what I want. Have you heard that Wagner is a complete grand? Yes, we talked about it. Yeah, we talked. Oh no, we talked about it on my first interview with him about they didn't finish the FX on it, the special effects. The whole show though was filmed, and yeah, he has the DVD, and he's so pissed that Netflix just killed it. That's what happens with these streaming services. So okay, so this book features the art of Becky Cloonan and Tula Lotay. They tell the story in a way that each art style is kind of depicting the dream world and the real world. It's awesome. Here's the thing. If you like A24 movies, if you're going to see Nosferatu, or you like The Witch, or you like Hammer films, or you like anything like traditionally spooky, this is the book for you. It is R-rated, but we're all adults here. I did have her back, Derek. I had her during Halloween week. Remember? We talked about her new anthology that came out this year. I did. I mean, the ending, we could talk about it in person, because especially if we hang out, me, you, and John, all three of us have read it, and me and John probably read it twice each. So I think I read this 3 times. But fantastic book, fantastic package. You can pick up the hardcover. Distillery. Honestly, like, I am enjoying a lot of the Distillery stuff, but this was by far the best book. Life was okay. Oh, you did? Yeah, she was selling those super cheap at the last couple cons she was at. I really want to buy one of Tula's covers, but I didn't pull the trigger, and I feel like I might have missed on the Somna cover. But this was by far my favorite book of the year. And then I would probably put my number 2 is The Moon is Following Us. I love Tula. Tula's great. Happy holidays, Rami Salami. So why do let's do some unboxing. I bought a bunch of stuff. I haven't opened anything. I figured I'd wait until, tonight. It's like Christmas for you guys and Hanukkah for me. All right, so I bought some stuff from whatchamacallit, from Third Eye. Yeah, John knows. John knows. Good night. Good evening. What did I get from Third Eye Comics? I've never actually ordered from them before. And a lot of you may not know that this existed, because it was, I think it was sold out pretty quickly. And unfortunately, I'm not giving one of these away. I'm actually going to get both of them signed at OAX. But let's take a look at what they are before. Here, let me just tell you something. If you're a shipper, or if you own a comic store and you ship stuff, tabs, people. It's not that hard. You take a piece of tape, you fold it over, so I can just go. I don't have to cut it. I don't understand people that ship stuff that you have to use a blade for. Yeah. Let's just cut up. Let's just cut up everything that you ship. This is the design variant, the Felix art variant, Nick Dragata's design variant for Absolute Batman #1. I picked up 2 of them because Dragata is going to be at OAX. So, get them signed. I'll probably sell one during West Coast Wednesday, or maybe give one away for a top spender prize and keep one for the Dave. Yeah, too much tape and no tape tabs. Nobody understands. I mean, look, I'm biased. I ship for a living. I've worked professionally in shipping in like 3 different companies. I know what I'm doing. But like, come on, people. Your Third Eye Comics. You know who the worst is? The biggest offender, which arguably controls the most expensive comic book memorabilia, Heritage. Heritage is shipping. They take such good care of getting great boxes and great cardboard, and they take the fuck out of everything, so you have to use a blade. I actually complained to them and got to the head of Heritage and told them that when I had to cut something and then I decided to just take it off and it ripped the thing, I'm like, you cannot take a several $100 or several $1,000 package and make it impossible for the person who bought it to open it. That is counterintuitive. And then I found out that their shipping department's a bunch of fucking idiots. Not going to say who told me that, but all right. This was part of a 2-piece package that I'm getting from Steve Levine. I don't know if you're in here, Cal, but you're about to see what we talked about. Steve Levine of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fame, the first person that Eastman and Laird hired. I think he was doing colors and some lettering originally, and then obviously he went on to do so much artwork for them. But this is something I bought off him at a claim sale on Elite Collectibles right before I went to Japan. I spoke to Steve's wife and I asked her to ship this after I got back from Japan, and they were in Hawaii, so it worked out that they shipped that stuff. And I just got one of the 2 packages the other day. I'm not a shoe guy, okay? Not a shoe guy. But when I saw these, I am a turtle guy. And let me put this down. And I was like, I got to own these. So they ended up selling one. This is Bull Airs. They did this custom sneaker for the turtles. And originally it was just one sneaker. And then his wife messaged me and said, we ended up just getting a whole bunch of pairs. What's your size? And so I ended up getting 2 shoes, 1 pair of size 10 Bull Air Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video game homage. These things are amazing. I originally I was like, I'll probably end up selling these because I'm not a shoe guy. And then I'm like, oh no, they're so cool. I am not going to become a sneakerhead, Derek. No way. Sneakers are made for one thing. Stomping a mud hole through your ass, brother. I mean, hell yeah. I'm not drunk. I'm on a lot of sugar. Yeah, these things are pretty amazing. Honestly, like, I'll display these somewhere. I love the Turtles arcade game. I really like the one that they did like 5 or 6 years ago. Like, they redid the Turtles arcade game. And it's like this giant machine. And for my 40th birthday, I think it was my 40th, I went to the bar that had it, and me and my buddy beat it. Sneakers are made. There we go. That's right, John. Thank you. Sneakers are made for sneaking. Yeah, these are really cool. Yeah, Steve Levine's the best. Exactly, Dan. Exactly. Hype Beast Dave. Yeah, these are really cool. Big thanks to Elite Ali. Good dude. Check that out. Signature Steve Levine's. And big thanks to Steve Levine and his wife. I can't remember her name. All right. And I bought a book. I don't remember what book it is, but let's take a look. Oh yeah, this is the 40th anniversary one shot. Steve Levine did the cover. I think they only did a couple of hundred of these or so. Granite State Comic Con, and it shows there's Eastman and Laird right there, and there's the plaque that they did in Portsmouth. I guess it was in Portsmouth, right? In New Hampshire. Anyway, signed and doodled by Steve. All right, so we're gonna do an unboxing of an original cover. But we're going to do that after I do another giveaway. I don't think anybody knows that I bought this cover. It's nothing. Actually, it is pretty fucking cool. And it's big. Cather, you really need to stay here. As long as you're here, Cather, just make sure you don't go anywhere. All right, let's do a giveaway. All right, we'll do it for these. I'm going to make this a pair of prints. Funny how we forget what books. Well, the thing was also I bought that 2 nights before I went to Japan, so it's been a while. I try not to buy too much stuff where that happens to me, but I do know it does happen. All right, so this Hellboy, was this 20th anniversary, 30th anniversary print by Mignola, and then this Joe Jusko corner box, Black Suit Spider-Man. Jusko after Ditko, Ramita, and Zach, signed by Joe Jusko. So you're going to get both of these prints. They will come rolled because send this flat. It's just going to cost me too much money. Let's do this. Excuse me. Hashtag Jusko, Jusko, the big man, one of the greatest illustrators of all time, especially having to do with anything comic related. Corner boxes do need more love. We need Todd corner boxes. That's what we need. I do like the corner boxes that the Superman Batman that he just released. Oh, that's awesome, Dow. Yeah, it's a great print. I have so many prints that I just will never have enough room for most of them in a portfolio, let alone frames. Hashtag Jusko, and I'll ship these to you. I think I got to keep this one in the country because it's just going to be way too much money for me to ship overseas. The comics, that stuff, I don't mind shipping, anywhere. Because you know what? 5,000 subscribers. No, you got to tell your friends. We got to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of next year. How about that? All right, while we're waiting to do the giveaway, I'm going to make a plea. Please give $10. No, I'm just kidding. Direct Edition is my podcast, which is adjacent to this. Is completely different. It's got a different channel and everything. It's got a YouTube channel. Let me put that in the chat there. Direct Edition podcast. So season 3 is going to begin the first Monday in January. So that's 2 weeks from now. I am going to be moving most of my interviews to that channel and keeping the bigger names for this channel. If I get Will Sportasio, it'll go on this channel. It seems that the interviews just don't always go over super well here. It's obviously the Todd and the Larson and the Dana Warren Johnson did, but some of the other ones, I think they would be better on my podcast. So that's Direct Edition Podcast. You can find that on Spotify, Apple, Amazon. You can find it on my website. You can listen to it directly on my website, but I appreciate it if you could just take a moment and subscribe. I talk about a lot of things that are more personal. I'm trying to make that a place where it's just kind of when I interview somebody, I can talk about, a lot of artists, and I'm sure there are a lot of you in this chat that are artists by trade. It's a very solitary thing. It leads to sometimes dangerous, it's a detriment to your mental health if you live a very solitary life, which I do, but I become very good at keeping myself in check. And so it's things I'd like to talk about on the podcast, as well as music and movies and just stuff that aren't comics, but can be adjacent with comics. So please subscribe to that. Let's do the giveaway. This is the Joe Jusko print, along with the Mignola Hellboy print. We ship to you as a thank you for being subscribed here. And if we've never communicated before, done business before, you got to fill out the form on my website, so I have your shipping address and I can get that to you. So thank you for that. And yes, cabin fever is no joke. There's just a lot of things that we don't think about when we work from home and spend a lot of time at home. And I if you live by yourself, if you're like me, my family doesn't live anywhere near me. So, you just got to make sure that you are always taking care of yourself and make sure you have some decent friends around you. It's tough if you don't, I'm sure. I have a good friend group, so I have nothing but love from there. Hashtag Jusko in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Here we go. Here we go. Pre-code thing. I got your info, I believe, my friend, but we're also connected on Instagram, so no problem. Congratulations on that. It's a pre-code thing. It's a pre-code thing. It's a pre-code thing, and I'm a pre-code guy. Those aren't pre-coded. Do you still want them? But I do want to, before we get to this other unboxing, I do want to say something on top of that. Of course, this space where not just comics, but the comics YouTube space is mostly filled with guys, and traditionally, not in my life or not for me, traditionally, guys don't like to talk about things, depression, sadness, feeling lonely, stuff like that. I think the podcast is a good place for me to talk about that with people and to have that open conversation because unfortunately, in my life, I have had several people close to me and not close to me, and people in the friend circle take their own lives. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts to think that like I went 38 years without that happening in my bubble, and to have it happen a bunch of times since 2016. So it's the direct edition definitely is. I have aspirations of at least having a lot of open conversations with people about it, and I think it's good to have them with people that we all, somebody that writes or draws a comic book that we like. It's nice to be able to have that discussion so we don't feel so alone. So anyway, that's that. Let's do this unboxing. I did, like I said, don't think I told too many people I bought this. It's in a published cover. It may have come out already. I'm not 100% sure because it's not a book that I see that often at my LCS, and it's a variant cover. So let me see how to get this open because it's between like 12 things of cardboard, and I do not know where it is in this cardboard. I don't know how to open this. So let's just play it by Dave. Don't fucking cut the cover up. Hey, Manoush, that's all I know how to do is be kind of open and honest, It's really all I know how to do. It's just kind of how I'm built. And I know that is scary for some people, not me being honest, but I think just in general, being honest with oneself. So yeah, I mean, and Tyler, thank you for saying that. I know you're like a lot of people in this country who military veteran, and I don't know specifically about you, like Nick Nerds Pub has been very open about it too. Most veterans in this country were treated like dog shit once their service was over. And what does that lead to? I mean, we never learned our lesson from Vietnam. And I wasn't alive for Vietnam. Exactly, Derek. Thank you for saying that. I mean, I spend a lot of time looking inside, sometimes too much time, but oh, come on, you son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, there we go. Starry. The therapist myself, I so appreciate when people in spaces where mental health isn't as common to discuss, take the opportunity to be honest and create a place to allow others to talk about their experience and feelings. Of course, I've been through therapy twice, and I think because my life is now, for better or for worse, completely by my design. I literally created a job and business where it all falls on me, and I am totally okay with that. It leads to definitely less, if almost no existence of a social life outside, going to cons and traveling to do this. But a lot of I was an alcoholic. Well, I will always be an addict But I was an alcoholic for 10 years, and all I did was go out and drink. That's all I did. And I went to shows and I drank, and I went out for dinners and I drank and hung out with people and I drank and I did drugs. And I'm like, I don't want to ever be like that again. I don't even need to go out anymore. I went out enough for 5 lifetimes. Now I get to do this thing where I get to talk to people, I get to hang out with people, and I get to be around comics and talk about comics and art and the things I love. And if a couple people are okay with listening to me on that podcast talk about other things sporadically and it helps somebody, that's not what I'm setting out to do. I'm just setting out to just like share my experience. So, we have not, John. And I'm always down to talk. Obviously, I'm always down to talk in an open forum like this. But if it's something more personal, you can always DM me. That's fine. I'm not going to make you talk about your experience on my channel. But, one day maybe we'll have like a open jam on Direct Edition where we can just, maybe that's a private stream, but there's only 154 subscribers or whatever. Alcohol was my coping mechanism, and I thought it wasn't. Yeah, dude, Tyler, you and me both, brother. You and me fucking both. It's like just amplifies it, or it makes those things worse. Because like the next day you're like, oh, anyway. Well, we'll see where it goes, Rami. I mean, I'm always down trying things. All right, so I bought this on the Nick Barucci's channel on the Experience from one of his claim sales right before I left for Japan also. And if you don't know Nick Barucci, founded or is the owner and founder of Dynamite. And they are currently doing the Thundercats series. And y'all know Mannix. Mannix was on the channel. He did the Turok that's behind me. And I believe this is the cover to Thundercats 12 by the great Mannix. Right there. I got it for such a great deal. And I'm going to be seeing Mannix again, obviously, at OAX. He's been on the channel with Jiggy from Next Comic Art, who reps Mannix. And I just had to get it. I mean, I was a Thundercats fan as a kid, big time. I probably had the first 10 waves of figures and watched that show absolutely religiously. I think at the end of the day, I liked it more than I liked He-Man. And He-Man was like my favorite thing as a kid, from the Saturday morning, from the cartoon realm. Oh, I haven't been reading it for no reason. Maybe I'll read it in trade. I know Declan Shalvey is the writer on it, and he's a great guy, and he's a Scotsman. So I think he's a Scotsman. Could be Irish, but I'm pretty sure he's a Scotsman. JSSX, what was my first book or attraction to books? First book's like a really tough one, but I can tell you the first book, like if I think about it, the first book that affected me was Wolverine #1, the 88 ongoing series, the John Buscema, Chris Claremont. That's what made me fall in love with comics. And then the first time I saw whatever the first Amazing Spider-Man I saw that Todd did. Those are the two things that attracted me to comics. But I'm sure I had a lot of comics as a kid that I couldn't name. But the first one that I remember, but like I'm excited about, was that Wolverine #1, 88. I was like probably about 8.5 when that book came out. Yeah, I'm so happy with this. Oh, I'll have to try it at some point. I mean, I know they do a lot of their collections in trade, so you can always pick it up. Well, you know what it is? Yeah, the style was amazing. They weren't huge, like Skeletor is a great design and a great character, I should say. Mum-Ra was so much more evil looking, especially when he went from the old to that, and the battle cry and Snarf, and yeah, I just love cats. Actually, Marco, it's probably 8x11. Yeah, it's probably 8x11. 11x17 would be the size of the top loader. Yeah, of course. I mean, I can think about certain books that like when I see them again, I'm like, oh yeah, this was an early comic for me. There's Marvel Comics Presents before Weapon X there was a crossover with Grey Hulk and Wolverine. And that book, every time I see it, I get like just shot back to being like, this much, like, I don't, my memory isn't like shitty. It's just, I think the alcohol and drugs warped it a little bit. So I get a lot of sensory memories versus like, oh, I remember where I was when I got this comic, but it's more like that comic sends like a fucking jolt through me. Yeah. Ballpark. I used to grab the funnies from my mom on Sundays and read Garfield and the Far Side. That was my jam. Mumra definitely felt less campy, yeah. Yeah, yo, Mannix is, I mean, hold on. Mannix is a maniac. I mean, look at this. He told me how much he did not like. He was like, Dave, this was one of the hardest ones I've ever done. He does not like to draw dinosaurs. And, what Bart Sears told me in the interview when he was on the channel, he told me that, or Bart Sears told me that they took the image and just mirrored it for the cover. Like he only drew this part and Mannix drew the whole fucking thing. It's so good. I'm like, craft superstars, you young people. Wonder Twin powers activate. Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons were the shit. I remember I think the last Saturday morning cartoon that I watched new, as it was coming out was Reboot. I think that was towards the end of me watching Saturday morning cartoons, which I did love that show. But yeah, my Mannix collection has now grown 2 commissions and 1 published cover, which I love it. I'm a Mannix maniac. So y'all, I did promise. I know some of you are going to leave, but some of you probably don't know. There's this guy that hangs out on my channel sometimes. And he's this guy that talks about Turok all the time. Thundar, the Barbarian. Oh, I appreciate it, Derek. There's this guy that comes on my channel once in a while. He talks about hot books. Anyway, he asked me if I could just show this video. I understand it if it's not your jam, but Comic Tim wants to wish you Merry Christmas.
Oh, man. Merry Christmas. Whoa, my name is Comic Tim Claus, man. Now, you may know me from certain things and certain holidays, but I want to bring to you my very Merry Christmas thing. Now, some of you out there may not be celebrating Christmas, and I understand because like you, whoa, ho, man, you're a reindeer, aren't you? You don't sound like one, but that's okay. Now I'm here to wish everybody a very merry holiday season, whether it's a Christmas or the Hanukkahs or whatever it is you celebrate. I'm here to talk to you about some of the things that you can do in the comic famine for the holiday season, man. Whoa. Now, I may not seem like a animal lover, man, but this is one of my Thundercats. This is Lino, man. What's up, Lino? Ho! Yeah, man, you just stay right there. I'll do all the talking, man. Now, this is my holiday special, man, and I wanted to recap some of the things that I did this year with the comic famine, and maybe with Geeky Female and Bronze Age Bodhisattva. Now, you may be asking, Comic Tim, where are you? Well, like Satan Claus, man, I just broke into these people's houses and I'm going to deliver some gifts, but if you're like me, you might fancy yourself a prophet. And you can always leave one of these in the Christmas bush just to see if the prophet arrives and takes his book. That prophet is me, man. I really hope that in these dark times with mystery boxes and all these variant covers and these top 10 lists that you want to stay true to yourself. And the best way to stay true to yourself is to read a Shadowhawk book, man. It's reflective. You get to see yourself in the book, man. Yeah. This was written and drawn by Val and Tino, man. And I do want to show this off. Now, this is a very legendary comic book. I talk about this a lot. My name's Comic Tim. And this is Turok #1. Now, this makes a great gift for any of your children, or maybe orphans will like this book, stepfathers, stepdaughters. You can send this to your congressman and say, no, I don't vote for you, but you should read this Turok. Man, don't forget to keep watching this Davenger Guy channel. He was kind enough to let me send this
Ho, 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 whoa, holiday message out to you.
Man, nerd irresponsibly, and don't forget to watch my updates on www.comicteam1.com. And there's 12 eyes in Comic Team. And I will keep bringing to you hot book lists throughout the new year, man. Without further ado, I want to sing a song that goes like this, man. Jingle bells, man, whoa. Jingle bells, man, whoa. Yeah, man, Batman smells, whoa. Robin's dead because you called the number. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a Merry New Year to all my Comic Tim comic family, man.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I feel like there are days where Comic Tim really does know what he's talking about. And then, he sends me a video like that. So thanks for watching that. I'm sure he'll be very happy that you all sat through it, actually, and patiently and enjoyed that. So, yeah, Comic Tim. I mean, who knows what happens with Comic Tim? He could one day have his own channel that probably eclipse me in popularity for sure. It is Grammy nominated. Brian, there was one video that I did show once that had the two of us in the same video. I mean, it was probably like 2 years ago. I don't think I still have it on my desktop here. If I do, I will happily play that for you, or in this folder. No, it's from a long time ago. I managed to get us both in the same video once. It was tough. Sometimes he just doesn't want to be on. He wants people to think that, he's an enigma. It seems like he was paid to say that. So very, very sad. It's true though, Dustin. Robin is dead because people didn't call the phone number. It was for the first day of EngerCon. Yeah, I think you're right. Which is that stuff's on a hard drive. I keep a couple of externals because I don't like losing stuff like that, because if I want to show it again. No, that's the thing. I think he might still be in Japan. We'll find out. Sure, we'll hear from him again soon. Imagine a Comic Tim Mariah Carey duet album. God, that sounds like a nightmare, but one that I also want to hear. All right, let's do another giveaway here. That's why I showed this video. This is a very special variant. I've never signed anything that Comic Tim signed before. It sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando. So this is signed by Comic Tim, ho, ho, whoa. And I wrote, I'm so sorry. I signed it. This is a Turok 1 holiday variant. Look at that. That's like Clayton Crane work right there. Different colors and letters. Ho, 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 you've been naughty, with a menorah and a Christmas tree. One of one. Is Comic Tim a Swiftie? It's very possible. Yeah, it's very possible. I think he is. I think he said he got tickets for her Eras tour with Geeky Female. Sweet fantasy. All right, so we're going to give this away. I'm going to throw in a copy of Marvel Boy, the hardcover by Grant Morrison and J.G. Jones, which is a gift from Bill McGovern to try and get me to enjoy Grant Morrison. I will update you. Let's do giveaway is Comic Tim. Hashtag Comic Tim. I will say this. Bill sent me 3 books. He sent me Earth 2 and Marvel Boy. I read Earth 2 the other morning, yesterday morning, in its entirety. I wake up very early in the morning sometimes, so I'll read, and I read the entire hardcover in bed, and I really liked it because it's also Frank Quietly and Grant Morrison, and they are a great team together. So, if Comic Tim and Comic Tom ever meet, I think we might break the internet with that stream. So I'm gonna put out a call to Comic Tom I'm gonna, on behalf of Comic Tim, and maybe we'll get them on stream together. 12 Eyes. Yep, 12 Eyes. Comic Tim. Yeah. It's the McGovern's Morrison conversion starter pack. It really was, Derek. I don't like Grant Morrison. I feel like his writing it's obtuse and it's convoluted most of the time, and I just can't get into most of his books. Plus, what really got me about Grant Morrison is like whatever that was, like 12 years ago, where he thought it'd be funny to do the Grant Morrison Comic Con, and I was just like, come on, man. Well, so that's the thing, Rami. It's every time he does a book with Frank Quietly, it's great. I think Quietly is the one who can gets a script and he's like, oh, I got this. We 3 is fantastic. And I read the first arc of Batman and Robin, which was also Quietly, and I'm like, yeah, that's when I like Grant Morrison, is when it's Frank Quietly. Wait, I'm waiting. You might be onto something. I'm definitely onto something. It's Frank Quietly and Grant Morrison. No, like it's just like not that Steve Dillon is a bad artist, but when Steve Dillon was doing Garth Ennis books, it's like they got each other. Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb, they got each other. Hey, there he is. Speaking of Scottish people, we've got Rob McCallum. All New X-Men had its moments, but fell flat at the end for me. Well, the end was also Silvestri. So maybe Silvestri doesn't get Grant Morrison, because most of us, let's be honest, don't. There's a reason why writers and artists that have success together team up. Like, I think it's also because they understand each other. It's not even just the success. It's the success of like, this person gets my scripts, and then the artist is like, this person writes to my strengths. Yeah. So, all right. We're giving away the Comic Tim / West Coast Davengers me signed Turok and the Marvel Boy hardcover. This will be shipped to you. 2 words, Animal Man. I got 2 more words for you, John. Spoon Man, come together with your hands. That was more than 2 words. All right, here we go. In 5, in 4, in 3, in 2. Hashtag Comic Tim. Uh-oh, Carlos. I think you were too late. Oh, sorry. Who's going to win it? Dallas Fritz. Is it Fritschke? I'm going to say it's Fritschke. But I don't think it's Fritzky. But it could be Fritzky. It might be Fritschke. Dallas, please fill out the form on my website to give me your shipping address and your contact so I can confirm with you. And congratulations. Oh yeah, Rami, I actually love Dr. Roxo. Dr. Roxo. I love cocaine. But if I do it too loud into the microphone, it's gonna cut out. And you know what? That's fine too. Like, if I didn't like the Grant Morrison, Frank Quietly stuff, I wouldn't like any of Grant Morrison's work. Do I know who Spoon Man is? Like the real guy that they wrote the song about? I remember. I've never seen the guy. I don't know if he's still alive, but I do. Have a good night, Amber. Goodbye. There you go, Dallas. Dallas, did I get your name even close to right? Your last name? Was it one of the two? Was I on the? Was I close? Zenith. Try it. What? Why are you yelling Zenith? What is that? Zenith. Zenith? What am I saying? Are you trying to get me to read some fucking Grant Morrison? Because I just went on 15 minutes talking about how much I don't like him unless it's Frank Quietly. Still alive. Okay, he's still alive. Hello, Mike. It is definitely not sunny. Well, it's definitely not sunny in Tampa. It's 11:30 at night. But it's raining here in Tacoma, Washington. Oh, yeah. He was at the Soundgarden reunion. The three of them with what's her name? For the Smile. Was it Smile or Smooch? It was for Smooch. Nope, not reading it. No, every time somebody tells me to read Grant Morrison, I'm like, unless it's Frank Quietly. He's from Bremerton. Okay. I appreciate you, Rob. You know that. The second way I said it. Okay, Fritzky. Cool. Well, Dallas, congratulations on winning that. Yeah, just either hit me up on the website or hit me up on Instagram and just give me your address and I'll be shipping tomorrow or Friday or whenever, This has been a lot of fun. We can stick around for a little bit, but we're hitting the 2-hour mark now. I officially done with the giveaways. You know what the cool thing is? The thing that it was Smooch. Okay. Shania Shepherd. Right. No relation to Ben Shepherd, right? Josh, I tried to read Rip and I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. Plus, I like Tony Daniel, but Tony Daniel is like he wants to be Jim Lee Jr. I showed off that cover that Tony Daniel did that looks like he was drunk or on meth. The Witchblade cover. Did I ever go to the Trickies? Yes. I actually used to work one day a week at Trickies for about a year and a half. It ran its course. That's the nice way to say it. Thank you. No, we're not done with the night. I mean, if anybody has any questions or, I'm down to answer stuff or we could just chat, but probably stay on for just a little bit more. Hey, you know what? Me and Bill, he tried. And like I said, I like Earth too. Couldn't say on the relation or not familiar with the other name. Well, Ben Shepherd's the bassist for Soundgarden. But yeah, next year, let's see. Well, if anybody's going to be at OAX, you'll see me there. I'll be filming and probably spending more money than I should on art. And then I'll be at Heroes. I know, there's a fuck ton of people going to Heroes in June in Charlotte. And then whenever they announce the Eddie P Con, I'll be at the Eddie P Con again. Hopefully it'll be 2 days this year. And then most likely back to Japan. I'll probably go, I am going to go to ECC one day, thanks to homie in here. I probably will not go back to Rose City. It was such a boring-ass show this past year. What was my favorite present this year? The ones that I bought for myself. The peach cover. Josh, Dead Language Josh, got me a really cool Brian Bolland-inspired Joker statue and a cool kaiju book. And that's, pretty much it. I got some really nice stuff from I don't really do presents. That's not my thing, but I do like to buy stuff for myself. My presents to my parents in January is their present. Any books I'm excited for in 2025? The next Dracula, The Brides, Kelly Jones, Matt Wagner. Whatever Becky Cloonan's working on now, I'm sure is going to be something I'm excited about. I do not think Daniel Warren Johnson's going to have his creator-owned sci-fi book out next year. So whatever, The Moon is Following Us, and then whatever else he does, he's going to be writing Transformers probably through the end of next year. The Godzilla Marvel thing looks pretty cool. Whatever Jim Rugg's going to put out, I'm going to love. Switchblade Shorties is going to show up at some point the first half of the year. But other than that, I don't know what else is possibly coming out. Heroes is great. Heroes is a lot of fun. I will say this. Heroes is one of those shows that you will not have enough time to do everything you want, but you'll have enough time to want to come back the following year. No, Derek, probably just a Japan trip. I floated, and I doubt it's going to happen. I floated to myself, flying to London before Mega City 1 closes for good, but I don't know when they're closing. And a London trip's not something you can really. I don't have the kind of money to just be like, yeah, I'm going to go to London next week. It's got to be something that like I plan ahead for so that I'm not spending thousands of dollars going the last minute. But I might reach out to them to see where they're closing. It would be cool to go there one more time. And it would be cool to like interview Martin, the owner, at the shop before it closes. Hey, what's up, Oliver? It's been a good show. 5,000 subscribers. Climbing. Yeah, I'm really happy with the beach cover, which is sitting next to the Steve Levine shoes on the floor. Because I just fucking throw art on the floor like an idiot. No, I don't know anything about Prestige. I just know of their existence. But I the only store owners that I really could call friends of mine, Ethan at Destiny City, and then Damien at Stargazer's a good dude. We're friendly, and that's really it. That's really it. What do you think about Mark Spears Monsters? I mean, I think I'm glad this dude's getting some really high profile looks at his art. The covers he's doing is cool. I haven't seen a single book. I don't know what the interiors are or what the books are about. I just hope that he's not a one-trick pony and that whenever he does something that's not homage based, that it looks as cool. You know, we've seen it before. You get kind of stuck on the same gimmick, but I'm glad that he's got this lot of love. Oh yeah, Paul. Yeah. Well, you know me now, and just introduce. Here's my advice to anybody that sees me at a con. Let me know who you are because I have no clue what you look like. But yeah, I'll be at Heroes. It was great last year, Paul. So great. Unless we met last year and I'm just an idiot, which happens. Idiot sometimes. Derek, I don't know if that's going to happen just because. Oh, I guess I should announce this now. 48 people in the room. Got a big announcement. First weekend of April, which I think is the 4th and the 5th. I don't know. I'm looking at a calendar. DavengerCon 2025. DavengerCon returns for a third year. The greatest online Comic-Con that nobody pays attention to except my subscribers. So that's going to happen first weekend of April. And if you don't know what DavengerCon is, if you're a new subscriber, I've done it twice. Well, 2.5 times. But DavengerCon is a Saturday and Sunday 2-day streaming event on this channel hosted by me. I am on the screen the entire time for probably 10 to 12 hours a day. I'll be selling. I'll do 4 sales, the beginning of each day and the end of each day. We do a charity raffle. I'm going to have 2 guest sellers, which I can confirm at least one now. I got to make sure I confirm the other. Actually, I'll just say both their names. Cheddar Comics and Japan Book Hunters coming back. So they're going to be selling on the channel. And then we're going to have some guests. We're going to have some live drawing. That all has to be planned out. But mark your calendars the first weekend in April. The reason why I'm doing it first weekend of April. Last weekend of March is WonderCon. Second weekend of April is C2E2. Third weekend of April is Easter. So first weekend of April, no major cons, no holidays. I will be here. You can buy books. You can hang out. You can enter the charity raffle. We're iron all those details out. But we got the dates. DavengerCon 2025 is coming. And Derek, that's probably why I'm not going to do the road trip. And if I do, it'll be towards the end of the summer. Maybe back to back with Eddie Peacon. I didn't know that they were rising, but yeah, everything's going up. There's no way to stop that. Paper goes up, production, assholes in power want to tariff every country. Who knows what the hell's going to happen? Comic book prices are definitely going up, though, when Moron takes over. Guarantee it. He tries to start tariffing countries to bring us goods. So we don't make shit in this country anyway. Right? All right. VIP sold. I can't say I've talked to anybody about CGC and manga. I don't think it's really a factor, but I think that's why you're starting to see a lot of the prices rise on the secondary market. Yeah, we're going to be doing that again both days. I've already talked to a bunch of friends that were involved and weren't involved last year, and we're going to do that again. But this year we're going to change a little bit. They'll do the drawings for the raffle, right? They'll do some art for the raffle. But I asked everybody to give me like either art that they've done to sell for them or commissions. So I'm going to try what I would like to do. And I'm glad that you mentioned that. I'd like to move into getting more artists on here and, indie artists, because like, for live drawing for this, I want to be able to sell art for these people or help them sell art, because I think that's a great way to help fund cartoonists is, okay, for example, Jeremy Heiler, I could sell some pieces for him from $100 to $400, and that can help him kind of relax and be like, okay, I made this money, and now I can go create some more comics. Derek, no, that I have to speak to our resident musician Bryce about. But a theme song, I should say. I don't want to get into the theme yet because it's not finalized with Joe. But we've talked. Checks and balances system in the US better put that. Yeah, seriously. They better. Peach, I mean, getting her on the channel, yes. I don't know if a live interview with her would be good, but live art would be cool because it doesn't take a lot of conversation. But the live interview thing with her I don't think it would work out well. I think it would be a little too slow because of the, Yo has to translate. But I've got some ideas. This brain is cooking up some ideas for Davengers Con 2025. Yeah, get your camera set up, Rami. Rami? No, it's Rami. Hey, there he is. The Day Walker. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. And Happy New Year. Feliz Navidad. Hey, Brady, my flesh brother. That is not up to me, but it is something that they are going to decide. And then they know that I've already floated the idea of doing a live sale of his stuff with them. But it's something like that needs to be planned out a little bit more. They have stuff with his estate and stuff, and I think next year that's a possibility, but I don't want to jump the gun and say it's gonna happen. I got it right. Rami Salami. But there's there's a possibility of that. Either way, I'll be at NEPCon next year. X artist does commissions of major IPs, then sells a collection in an art book. Many do it, but it's gray area legally. I think that certain companies frown upon that. I think Disney and Warner Brothers, or whoever owns Discovery, whoever the fuck owns DC, is so far removed from giving a shit because it's free advertising. It's like, oh, look, somebody drew a whole book of our characters and now somebody's buying them. And oh, well, now that person knows those characters. I think in Japanese properties, you get cracked down on a little bit, but I think it's okay. Like, they're not trying to bootleg something. The thing that I don't like is when you see these prints and people selling prints at a con, and it's like they took it off the computer and they slapped it on a shitty piece of paper and it looks like garbage, or they used AI and it looks like garbage. But like somebody like doing a bootleg comic using a Batman character, that's awesome. Like that's just like a doorway for you to show, like, somebody from DC picks up, Jeremy's Batman book, is like, oh, we need to have him do a book, Who? How do you go the Edstown people not just weep the whole time? I don't know. I grieved. And I grieved more. Um, I don't know. Maybe I have something broken in me. I mean, it was surreal more than it was sad for me to be in his house and, but I'm just trying to help the family out. And I think that's more important to me than I can grieve in my own time privately, you know? Um, but yeah, so big plans for next year, big plans for Davenger Con, big plans for it came from, well, almost said it, from Direct Edition, and excited to move forward with the podcast. And like I said, if for some reason you don't like Japan videos, then you're not going to like what's on my channel for the next 2 months. But cooking up some fun stuff. Like I said, I did some pop culture shopping, so that's going to be a video. Lots of manga hunting, mandarake videos, jimbocho videos. We can do that without weeping because we're going there. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Yeah, I mean that's a great way of putting it. I mean, it is tough, it's tough every day. I mean, I lost a friend who took his own life that was a musician, and I think about all the live shows I saw and all the times I went to Scotland to see and hanging out and all the good times. And when I listen to the music, sometimes I have to shut it off, and sometimes it's soothing. I watch kayfabe videos weekly, sometimes mostly daily. I put them on while I'm working. It keeps me company because it's like I can be really sad that he's gone and that I don't get new mornings listening to him and Jim talk about books, but I could also just remember and use it as a piece of comfort to know that we got it. Like we got to exist while kayfabe existed, and we got to read his books while he was still here. And just like Mahfoud's Batman. I imagine if X big company cracks down on indie artists, the company would not. No, because then you would lose perspective. Exactly. You're losing perspective, not just customers and fans, but you're losing perspective artists that are going to carry you into the next generation. Could you imagine if Disney cracked down or whoever, Paramount, who owns Star Trek, cracked down on Danny Warren Johnson for his amazing fanzines, the bootlegs that he did? The dude is literally taking Transformers and turned it into a popular property again, along with the genius that is Robert Kirkman. So yeah, Gojira. Yeah, I got a Godzilla episode coming. Yeah, I mean, I was just trying not to lose my brain, Mark, because it's the first time I've ever done a panel. This YouTube thing is easy for me because I know you're all here. I know you're all here, but I'm in my home, in my comfort zone. So this is easy. Talking to Tom McFarlane, it was a little, I was a little nervous. I always get nervous for the first 20 seconds of an interview. Oh no, it's not touchy. That person's out of my life. That's all. Yeah, there's still so much to learn from them. I'll spend a week traveling around the country. I want to go to Okinawa. I want to go to Kyoto and Yokohama. I want to see outside of Tokyo. I think I would just try and do some stuff that I didn't do. That's it. I mean, the way I travel, there's a goal, right? The goal was to hang out and integrate myself and also learn more about manga. The goal for the next trip is to have a base understanding of maybe, reading Japanese, so I could read the spines. But it's no, just check off a couple things on a box and enjoy myself. I don't like traveling with not an itinerary, but I got to go do this and I got to go do this and I got to go do this, unless it's something that I'm going there to do. But it's not, I like to be kind of open and do whatever. But I think the next thing I'll do differently in Japan is just travel around a little bit more and then set up camp in Tokyo. Yeah, I mean, mostly Paul watch it every day. I've been alternating. I've been going through Chris's back catalog, Comic Tropes Chris, because I haven't seen a lot of his videos. And then I watch a couple other things, but nobody put out videos at the rate that Kayfabe did. So we have a lot more to watch. They did the Meta Elant, and then they did the heavy metal one. I'm just gonna grab the magazine when it comes out. I backed like 5 or 6 Kickstarters this year, Derek, and they were big ones. It was like Swag. That wasn't a big one, but I mean price wise. The Extremity one, the Dracula one, the Marvel Art of All Red one. I backed Savage Street. Oh, by the way, I want to just let people know. I backed Savage Street Vigilante at the retailer level, so I'm going to have, I think, 10 extra copies for sale, which will be for sale during Wednesdays, and they're all going to be signed. So if you missed it, you'll be able to buy a copy from me. Yeah, see? Yeah, there you go. The Martok one, right? Imagine they went after him for it. I think I saw that sketch. I think that was in the gallery. Pretty sure. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've been making, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong about this, X, but Star Trek was the first thing to really get like heavy fanzine treatment as a big property. Oh, well, I appreciate that. I just try to be like, I just try to be me. And for better or for worse, Hey, Tom, thank you. Appreciate it. Happy Hanukkah to you and me and everybody else. Okinawa is mad, but I could see it being awesome. I mean, I just like, it's like, even if I spend a day there, Tyler, I just want to go. Maybe I'll find, some stuff there that I like. And I want to go up to the Sapporo region too. Diego Garcia. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, that's something I don't know about. The only podcast I know about is the one that Jim did was Tell Me Something I Don't Know. Jerome, appreciate it. Thank you, as always. See you next year. Heavy Metal Kickstarter is a little, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy money. Good for them, though. I mean, I've had Jim on the channel twice. I do not think Jim will put his face on YouTube for a long time if he does again. That's just my personal opinion. I know that I asked him to be he was going to be at DaveNgerCon last year, but obviously life had other plans. I don't know if I don't think Jim wants to be doing that anymore, which doesn't surprise me. But things might change. You never know. I'd love to have him back on to talk or have him on the podcast to talk. But, I also don't want to put him in a position where the comment section is just fucking people, people could be stupid. Tom, I'd like to have on at some point. I want to finish reading his work. I haven't read everything. Like I've never read what's the one he did with Joe Kelly? Is that American Barbarian? No, that's somebody tell me what that one he did with Joe Kelly was. Right? Didn't he do a book with Joe Kelly? Godland. I've never read Godland. Happy Hanukkah, Chris. I was actually I just mentioned you. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. I just mentioned that I've been watching your videos in the back catalog. Yeah, Godland. Yes, yeah, Jim at the cons. I mean, like he's happy to. I mean, that's his happy place. His happy place is in comics and making comics, not dealing with fuck stains on the internet. Because why does anybody have to be subjected to other people's opinions that don't know them? That's the hardest thing about this is that it's just I don't get too many negative, stupid comments. I did during the Slabgate thing because people are just ignorant. But what do you're like? You only know about me what I tell you, and you think as a new subscriber commenting for the first time negatively that you know anything about me, that type of shit. And imagine that amplified to whatever extent, 94,000 subscribers amplifies you, which is what Kayfabe had when Ed passed. Here he is, stupid like a hurricane. Any pop, yeah. What's up, Sean? Oh, yes, so much. Yeah, that Dan, I don't even know the depth of the self-release stuff that he has. How was it? So good. All right. I'm gonna see it within the next 2 days. I'm excited. His ears were burning. His stupid ears were burning. Oh, wait, we were talking about Chris, not Sean. No, I don't get negativity from my political opinions. Because my political opinions are don't be an asshole, and too bad the other side has made a living out of, propping up assholes that don't care about. The problem is never trust a person that has that many zeros in their bank account or claims to have that many zeros in their bank account, because they don't care about anything but themselves. Find me a rich person that ever took care of people, because it ain't in this country. Feliz Navidad. Do, 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 do. Feliz Navidad. What up, Jose? If elongated muskrat said tomorrow, I'm going to give everybody free electricity for the duration of their lives, I'd be like, that's fucking awesome. Keep your billions of dollars. Keep making your money. You just helped out the planet. But instead, he's like, fucking Jeff Bezos too. Yes, 100%. And that's why I'm very, and I'm not going to tell anybody what they should think. I'm just going to tell them like the basics. They don't care about us. They're a bunch of racist assholes. And that's it. Derek, I love that. Merry Christmas, my friend. But yeah, no, the problem is the vocal majority in that space does really swing the other way. Like, one thing that baffles me, if you don't know about this family, if you don't know these two names, Ethan Van Sciver, who was once the darling of DC, he was Jeff Johns' guy, did Blackest Night, he did all these books, and now he's like this fucking shit stain on YouTube. And his brother is Noah Van Sciver, who is like the opposite. He's like Mother Teresa compared to him. How are these two people related? I do not understand. Like, how does that happen? Like, how? It'd be like, oh, you know who Adolf Hitler's brother is? Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's like, how did that happen? Honestly, seeing my uncle go from crying about Elon and his electric videos to returning. Yeah, if you're still on Twitter, I feel bad for you. We love Ryan Reynolds. Noah's incredible. Hey, what's up, Jim? Jim Gray in the house. 1.4 billion winner in California. Wow. The state take 50% of their earnings. Oh, is that like a Powerball thing, Mike? Is that what you're referring to? Which is crazy. 1.4. Like Skip Bayless and Rick Benson. Yeah, exactly. Like, how does a family produce two people? Like, one's like like a very quiet, great cartoonist, very like, I guess liberal mind, whatever you want to say, just a very kind person. And then this dude over here was just like this mouth breathing turd fuck who comic skate bullshit. Like, favorite poop of 2024. It was watching the political landscape. That was the long poop of 2024. I think the tariff thing, if that whole thing goes down the way that Shitberg wants it to, everything's going up. We don't make anything in this country, but we're barely. Nothing is going to stay the same price. Everything's going to shoot right up. Mega Millions. So you win 1.4 billion and you take home 500 and 600 million, 700 million, and the rest of it goes to the state of California. And state of California does what with that? And they just give it to Disney or something. I mean, look, it doesn't matter. Mike, here's the thing though. $500 million, you couldn't spend that in 3 lifetimes. You couldn't spend that in fucking 10 lifetimes. And, you'd have like Imagine like you being the person that wins that $1.4 billion and you have like 3 friends. And then the next day, everybody's like, hey, what's up, Mike? Oh, we went to kindergarten together. Like, oh, fuck, man, how you doing? I mean, shit, I'm going to call you up and be like, yo, Mike, fund me every piece of original art I've ever wanted. And I'll create the Mike, I won't dox you with your last name, but the Mike blank blank art wing. Well, you lost, Dan. Mouth breathing nerd fuck. Right along with the holographic foil bullshit. Found some Shintaro and Kintaro here in Spain, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard Spain has a pretty healthy, robust comic scene, and I think it's like kind of representative of all different comics around the world. No, but that's the thing. Like, you think you could spend $500 million easy, but it's like whatever you spend the money on, there's no way you could throw it away. Like, let's say you're gonna buy manga, you're gonna buy original art, and then like you bought all the things that you thought you wanted, and you still have $400 million left. And you're like, all right, maybe I'll buy a piece of a sports team, but then that sports team makes you $30 million the first year, so you're actually not losing money, you're just making money. Like, that's the thing. Like, you couldn't. You think you could. Money makes money, so you're making tons, just sits there. Exactly. That's what I was just saying. Whoa, Gilliams, aka I guess Joe Williams. But investing 20 million, I'd be set forever. That's the thing. I think we'd all like, all right, what do you guys think? Who can I get on the YouTube channel that's like super rich, super generous, and likes comics? Well, I've already had Todd McFarlane on, so I think that's everybody. And I wonder, I bet Todd's got really, deep pockets, but I bet you his money is very much tied up in production on a general, like, regular basis. Toy production, comic production. 500 million would go a long way towards Cape Ann Tokyo real estate compound. Dan, that'd be fucking sick. Just like a 4-story building. It's like, first floor is my YouTube studio. And fuck it, it's my YouTube studio. Second floor is everybody else's podcasting YouTube studio. Third floor is comics making. And then fourth floor is the library. There we go. There you go. Tyler just backed it. Rick Remender. There we go. All right. Rick Remender. Let's get him. Nick Cage. Listen, Derek. Nick Cage had a lot of money, and then he decided not to pay his taxes. Then he had to do all those fucking movies. Dave Mandel. There we go. Mandel. Let's get Dave Mandel on the channel and then get him to give us all a bunch of money. I would love to talk to Nick Cage. No. Let's get Rick Remender on here. Todd is cheap. He doesn't like to spend money. This is true. He doesn't like to spend money, but I bet you the money that he spends is tied up in production. Because, like, those toys have to get made and the comics have to get printed. But yeah, he's not a flashy guy at all. Yeah. Time to recruit Ryan Reynolds with that Hollywood Mint Mobile money. There we go. Somebody get me a line to some of these people. I'll interview the shit out of them, and then I'll get them to give me money, and I'll share it with you people. Spawn versus Deadpool, who wins? Nobody. There you go. You build a Mobile Suit Gundam style. If I had $10 million and set up my retirement, buy a castle in Scotland, still do what I do now, and just retire in Scotland. That's it. Nothing would change. I still want to work. I can't imagine sitting around doing nothing for, let's say I live another 35 years or 40 years. Couldn't imagine. That is true. This is a fact. Seinfeld's been a billionaire for a while. That third or second syndication deal, I remember he got 800 million and Larry got 700 million or something like that. Oh, as of this year, or so he wasn't. Okay. I would love to get Liefeld on the channel. I reached out to him earlier this year and he said he was super busy. I'm hoping the next time I reach out to him, he knows who I am because of the connection with the Piskers and doing the panel at that EPCon. I really want to have him on the channel. I need like a good 2 hours with Liefeld. I think he's wealthy. I think he's very wealthy. I think at any point he could cash out and become rich. You know, like all he has to do is sell Spawn, like the property. Dave Malchian needs an interview once he drops his serviceable book. Yeah, I was gonna say, Dow. After I read Knights vs. Samurai, I was like, I wanted to interview him because I've been watching him act for years, and I like his enthusiasm for comics. But I read that book, and I was like, this is just not my thing. Appreciate it. Batman Dave, the Adjuster 2.0. Ugh. I also reached out to Silvestri. It hasn't happened yet, obviously, and I'd like to have Cho on at some point. I mean, that's the thing, Marco. Like, you could buy a castle in Scotland. All you have to do is like take care of it. It's got to be well invested to have kept a hold on his brand for a long time. Yes, he has, Rami, and he also with the toys. Like the toy market kind of bottomed out for a little bit. No, he definitely. I mean, look, he's got to have some money. You know, he owned the Oilers for a little bit, and then he sold that. He owned this little stake in it. So, I mean, look, either way, Todd, whether he's money or not, that dude is still the most enthusiastic, really nice guy that really cares about what the people, even if we disagree on, you know, like some of the quality of the things that he's put out, he's still trying to make sure that he's giving people value for their money. You know, I figure I talked to Jenny at Heroes and she said, yeah, and then I emailed that I never heard back. I'm sure I'll see her at Heroes again. Her art in person, her originals are amazing, like absolutely stunning in person. And when I looked through the portfolio, I was like, man, I got to get one of her originals one day, like a cover or something. Yeah, Spawn's still $2.99, so it's kind of crazy. If I had 10 million, I'd find a tiny town and buy all the available land in and around the town and partner with the people to create a bunch of mom and pop businesses all out. I mean, forever. That's fucking brilliant, and that's heart. You know, that's your heart in the right place. Other countries can still do this. Other countries still do this. America's the place, and I haven't been to every country, so I can't speak. But like Scotland's still able to do this. Japan's still able to do this. It's like all hopes for mom and pop businesses get crushed in this country. That's why I have no ambition to ever open up a comic store, because it just would not serve me. I would be tied to it because whether I like it or not, I am a bit of a control freak for my own things. And I want to make sure that it always has the same quality. And I can't trust that to anybody else. So I'd have to be there all the time. Still $2.99. It's possible, Marco, but I don't know if I would gamble on that. I think the Marvel ones will look back in maybe 10 or 15 years and wish somebody was still doing them like this. The DC stuff is very niche, and I like that, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not the one that could definitely give you, you know, a definitive guess on that. That's right. Look, I'm leaving that one up to Rob McCallum. Rob's got to get him for me. And I know Rob tried last year when DavengerCon happened and Eddie passed because I was originally supposed to have Jim Rugg and Jim Mahfood on, but obviously that's, you know, didn't happen. So I'll get Frank eventually. I really would love to talk to Frank. I recently saw an article that Todd bought a house in Pasadena in April. Huh. Well, you know what? That makes sense because when he was on the channel, he was in California. I think that's maybe where his dad, he was taking care of his dad. That makes sense also because he wants to be in LA for the Spawn movie. You can't successfully have, unless you're somebody that's huge, that can like afford to live wherever they want and they don't have to be in LA all the time. But you can't do Hollywood stuff without living in LA. It just doesn't work. Yeah, I love tangible art. I mean, there are some friends of mine that do digital beautifully, but they also do tangible. Like they're able to be in betwixt, Pretoria. I don't know what Pretoria is. I don't know what that is. Praetorian. I would make stuff here. Oh. You can buy Frozen OA directly from our website, it seems. Yeah. I've looked on our website. The Hello Darkness cover was that #1 cover with all the hands was calling my name. Well, thank you, Dan. I love you too. Betwixt. I love Betwixt. Betwixt is very unused, and I love to use it when I can. Hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. You too, Matt. My throat's starting to hurt, so we'll probably get off stream in about 5 minutes, but that's okay, Travis. We're all behind somewhere in life. When Peter founded his own nation state, Family Guy. Oh, okay. I haven't watched Family Guy in years. Something, dark side. Something, complete. You're getting this one, Ralph. Come on. Give me the goddamn fucking thing. There we go. I'd rather not say that. Whatever. It was $4,000. There you go. Betwixt Scarlet Snickers. I have a couple of Dow originals, but he wasn't at the show this year. He was in New York this year. Oh, sorry, Chris. You missed about 2.5 hours of giveaways and unboxings and my top books of the year. And Comic Tim made an appearance via video. Yeah. No, not bad. Her prices went up a little bit, but the last cover I bought from her wasn't too much less. All right, Derek, give me 1 sec. We'll do it. Definitely. I'm not going to do anything from the hits, but it brings the rings you human grocery store fresh. All right, there you go. How much did the microphone cut out on that one? Travis, I appreciate you. I'm sure I'll see you down in the PDX area at some point. I will be doing at least 1 or 2 store hunts down there at some point. Ghost Rider motorcycle hero. I did see one. What's his name? It wasn't a Lone Wolf and Cub piece, but it was I can't remember his name, but it was a Lone Wolf and Cub guy. Not Kazuki. I can't remember his name. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to you too, Travis. I can't. I think it's exactly. There you go. You get a little Rollins. Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you so much. Hey, it's the other Dave. It's the originator of Dave. The other originator of the Davengers, Dave Korea. Merry Dave Miss. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Gozeki Kojima. Yeah, it's never gonna be a Wednesday if I don't sing some songs. But I think that's gonna be it for tonight. I appreciate every single person that was in here, every person that subscribed. We are headed for 10K on the Davengers channel. And please subscribe to Direct Edition. I need 6 more Spotify subscribers to get to 100 for that number to be a nice even chunk. So get on Spotify, rate the podcast, go listen to the back catalog because the new episodes are going to drop starting January. The first Monday in January, going to be a couple of Japan episodes, and then I'm going to interview Sean Crystal. Prospero año Y felicidad to you and your families. Yes. Health and prosperous year to, yeah. I'm just no good. Thank you, X. Thank you for being here for day one. Thank you for being here for day one, Josh. And, good times at brunch. Dan, I appreciate you. My brother from a Minnesotan mother. I know where you live. Appreciate you guys. So we're going to end out. And this is going to be the last stream of 2024. So everybody have a very happy new year, safe. If you're going to get drunk, don't get in the fucking car or I will punch you in the dick. This Sunday is the next video. And then first Monday in January is going to be the first episode of Direct Edition, whenever that is. Good night, Marsh. Have a good night. Hooch, I'll see you 2 days. Christopher, appreciate you. Rami Salami, hit the like button. Don't forget that. Tyler, the Pope of the Wrenches. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I always forget about it too. Designated Dick Puncher. All right, Chris. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night and enjoy the sweet sounds of Done Messed Up, who didn't even bother showing up tonight. Uh-oh. Wait.
West Coast Avengers. West Coast Avengers.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!